trench! Sustained 4!
About 500 miles from Russian territory, the U.S. Army's largest overseas training ground sprawls across southern Germany.
If you just gotta hover above it to make them think that you're like onto them, right? That'll distract them from doing their job.
Its goal,
Let's go!
training for a possible war with Russia. Much of the fighting between Ukraine and Russia has been carried out the old-fashioned way, inside trenches. So the U.S. Army built its own. In training, soldiers from the 2nd Cavalry Regiment battle a unit posing as the enemy, known as OPFOR.
I always want to be an OPFOR, get to make people's lives miserable every day.
Let's go, let's go!
Soldiers train with blank rounds and wear sensors that beep when they've been shot.
Bravo, pick up, move into the trench!
But in real combat, there are no do-overs.
Trench is cleared!
More than 16,000 U.S. Army soldiers are stationed in southern Germany, supporting NATO's eastern defense. For them, the Russia-Ukraine war isn't happening across an ocean. It's just a few hundred miles away.
So if we go on an hour from here, we're going into the Czech Republic. If we continue driving, in about 18 hours, we're in Kyiv. But us being here in this location kind of sends a signal. And they see that and they're like, you know what? Peace is better.
In the Hohenfels training area, referred to by soldiers as the box, the OPFOR soldiers wear uniforms they call black pajamas and use AK-style rifles, the standard weapon used by the Russian infantry for decades.
Breach team, breach team!
So I've asked a lot of leaders, who are we training to fight? Are we training to fight Russia? And they will not say, yes, we are training to fight Russia. They can't, because we're not at war with Russia. Now, in reality, when you talk to soldiers in the OPFOR unit, they tell me that they are studying Russian tactics.
We're basically supposed to act like Russians or whatever.
How do you study how to act like Russians?
The biggest part of it is the Ukrainian-Russian war, just seeing stuff on it off of like TikTok or Reddit, just stuff like that.
Thanks to social media, soldiers are seeing the war play out in real time.
You can see how the Russians operate with the deep holes and trenches like these. And that's what's so awesome about this unit is like not only we're being able to train in our standards, but we're also training the Russian standards. And honestly, to me, that's like a really good way to understanding our adversaries.
In the Russia-Ukraine war, drone technology and powerful artillery make moving in the open extremely dangerous, forcing both sides to dig in.
So trench warfare is seemingly on the rise, forcing them to hunker down, hold a key piece of terrain.
Moving up!
Lead man dead, lead man dead.
You like being an OPFOR?
I love being an OPFOR. It's like one of my favorite units. Get to make people's lives miserable every day.
A few miles away, this platoon prepares to hunt for the trench, armed with a variety of weapons.
What's this weapon?
So this is your M3 Echo, which is called the Gustav, which is the round that he uses. And to aim, use your reticle.
Where's the trigger?
Trigger's right here. Your safety is right here. He inserts the new round, lean forward, and it's that simple.
Stryker armored combat vehicles move them to a point where they can dismount, out of the enemy's sight. The platoon has to hike through the woods to find the enemy trench. Meanwhile, soldiers at a higher elevation are already scouting the enemy's location. They use drones to locate the trench.
If you just gotta hover above it to make them think that you're like onto them, right? That'll distract them from doing their job.
The drone team sends the coordinates down to the platoon leader.
Good cover. Move up to that tree with the line. Don't move any further till I tell you, okay?
We're gonna go over, get eyes on the objective, and figure out what we need to do.
As the platoon begins to move,
Are you good?
We put a GoPro camera on the helmet of a sergeant to get a first-person perspective of the mission.
First squad, go ahead, pick up. We're gonna push through.
After more than an hour of movement, it's taking the platoon too long to get to the objective.
What the fuck is going on?
And some confusion is setting in.
3-1 Alpha, 3-1, what are we doing?
There have been some issues with sort of navigating through this training environment.
Where's our other dudes at? What are you two doing? What are you fucking doing? Who the fuck told you to move? Look, I understand you got a little confused. I'm sorry for snapping.
The people that are really being tested today are the platoon leaders. They call them the PLs. They're lieutenants, officers. It's a lot of pressure, and they've got much higher ranking leaders out here asking them questions, making them think about all the different options.
We just fucking did a whole goddamn loop-de-loop fucking tour de France of fucking Hohenfeld. Dude's carrying 240s and all his ammo. You know what I mean? We could have just made a fucking 200-meter movement.
Where do you think you are? Right about, we'd say we're about there. Okay? Out of these locations, they're probably somewhere right up in this particular area. You just happen to not run into them. But you know that they're relatively close because there was a DJI flying over top, right?
Yes, sir.
You just have to know what you're walking into. Got it? All right. Sounds good.
Got a good plan now?
Better plan, Sergeant Major. We'll see how it works. We knew we were kind of getting short on time because we had taken a while to get to the objective, longer than we had planned on. So I was just a little bit stressed there until we were able to get set up in front of the objective to actually conduct the assault.
All right, let's make this happen.
Finally, the platoon has a solid plan, and the soldiers are ready to move.
I guess we're all fucking going.
The objective is in sight.
Winston! We got fire on the objective! Let's go! Let's go, get your gun up here!
Low calls for strikers to open fire on the trench. This creates an opening for the platoon to begin its assault.
All right, tempo. What are we doing to maintain contact?
Once the breach is made, get ready to go through. Apache 3, Apache, move it towards me, over.
Shortly after charging the trench, their sensors start beeping. They've been shot.
Go back. Everybody go back across the fucking road.
Command Sergeant Major calls them back to pause and reset.
Everybody go back to the other side of the road, suppress the bunker and suppress the trench. You can reinitiate your local support by fire onto the bunker, right? Which allows you to get your assault force up and then into the trench. Make sense?
Hell yeah, move up, so local support by fire here. We obviously got like 3 or 4 minutes to sit down and reiterate how we wanted to hit the objective, which you wouldn't get in battle, but it was good in training. Go, bravo.
On the next try, after an engineer throws a grappling hook to clear any explosives, machine guns fire on the bunker to clear a path for the soldiers to attack the trench.
Let's go! Through! Through! Through!
Move.
Bravo! Pick up! Move into the trench! 3-2-3-1, foothold established. Starting to clear down the trench. How copy? Weapon up. You're pulling to the left, all right?
Co-located with 3-1.
Your rear security.
Let me take his place.
Go. By the corners, by the corners. Left side dead end. Clear, go back. Send me a team down that way. We need to start clearing bodies. Yeah, the trench is cleared.
Once the mission is complete, there's no celebration. Instead, there's an after-action review.
There's 4 things that I want you to think about.
Where leaders talk to soldiers about what worked and what didn't.
Make sure that you do the stuff that you have to do to synchronize the fight. And let those squad leaders and PL or the platoon sergeants do what they need to do, okay?
It was a little bit stressful, but it's good. Learning experience, that's what training's for. So we're out here to train, not to just mess around and not get anything out of this training exercise.
Could you have been better? Abso-fucking-lutely. Could I be better every day? Yes, absolutely. Now the next time I expect to be fucking better, okay?
As the Russia-Ukraine war continues, the Army's presence in Germany is critical. If and when they're needed, these soldiers could be the first ones in the fight, defending NATO's eastern flank. Back on base, new soldiers arrive in Germany every week.
Start where you from, man?
Minnesota.
From Minnesota? That's awesome, man. Welcome to Bavaria. How long you been here now?
Like 2 weeks.
2 weeks. Anybody knows when you're going to deploy? You're not going to deploy. Congratulations, you're already here. Think about it.